What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Godly Potential YouTube channel. Another video. This video talking about how locations or situations can put you in a negative loop or a undesirable pattern of behaviors. Now, the other day, as I was eating, I was at my mom's house. The house I grew up in. Spent, 15 plus years there. And every night before we'd eat, we would have to say grace, either out loud or in our head. So every time we sit at the table, that is a routine, that is a ritual that I would do for each meal, or mainly dinner. And the other day, when I was over there eating, and I sat down to start eating, and in my head I said grace. I caught it I was like, that's weird, I just said grace. And my little sister and mom was like, what's wrong with that? I was like, nothing's wrong with it. It's just, it's so subconscious, and it's like not under my control, my conscious control, that I just did it just because I was in that same situation that I'm used to being in and doing that specific action. Now, when it happened, I thought about it. I'm like, and I was just thinking about, now, like, I know about the subconscious mind, how it works, and how these unconscious or subconscious behaviors we have, how they work. But it made me think about what are some other things that I'm doing that I'm not catching, that I did those 15 years or so, however many years being in this house, that I'm doing now without even consciously aware of it. So when I was just driving just now, I'm at the park, and it bubbled up to my conscience again, and I decided to talk about it because it's important, especially if, for example, just got out of the military. A lot of people I know just got out of the military or getting out or whatever, and they may go back to their hometown. See, I've always said that I don't feel like anybody should go back to their hometown, especially if they left from there, because they left for a reason. And this just further proves my point as to why you shouldn't, in my opinion, or at least not the same neighborhood, the same area. Now, I say all that because once you go back to these same areas, the same spot, you begin to pick up these traits that you had before you left. Because if you've been in the area for 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years, that shit is programmed to your subconscious mind, especially once you get into a routine. We can't help but get into a routine pretty much no matter where we go. So if you develop negative behaviors, 20 years of programming that shit in your subconscious mind, it's hard to override it. It's hard to reprogram it, especially if you're not consciously aware of it. So I say it's not smart to go back to your hometown to live there, because you're going to get back into those patterns, especially the longer that you're there. Because I know when I would go on leave and I would go back to my mom's house, and I would notice the longer I was there, the more negative I became, or the more introverted I became, because that's how I was growing up, or the more just prone to negativity and just negative energies and emotions. So if you are putting yourself, or if you're in situations that you were once in, you went away for a while and now you're back in those situations, like, you need to become consciously aware of the unconscious or subconscious actions, behaviors, thought patterns, or beliefs that you're taking on without even knowing, because you're back in that environment. like I said, all those years having those same rituals day in and day out, it's extremely hard to override that. Especially if you're not consciously aware of it, you're not going to override it. You're just going to fall back to the loop. So if you have transitioned out of a certain situation, went back to an older situation, realize that you might be fucking yourself over being in those same circumstances. Yeah, you've improved. You're not the same person. So it may seem like you're more well equipped to handle it, but the longer you're there, the more and more of those patterns come out, or more and more of those patterns begin to manifest. So throughout your day, if you're in these situations and you're in certain environments, areas, or whatever that you're in, become aware, become the observer, and observe the way you're behaving, the way you're feeling, the way you're acting. How are your emotions? Let's say you're in an environment when you were younger and you were codependent, you were more negative, you didn't know who you were, just shitty thought patterns. When you go back to those areas, pay attention. Are you picking up on those negative thought patterns again? Is your emotions more shitty than usual if you're in a more growth-inducive environment? Or are you becoming that little kid again? So be aware of these situations, these places, these environments, because they're not serving you well. And also, like, if you leave an area for a reason, why would you want to go back there? Like, a lot of people in the military, let's say they from this big city, or whatever city, it doesn't matter. You ask them why they joined. Most of the time, it's because they wanted a change. Now, they can say it could be because they wanted to serve the country, and it's a family thing, and whatever. But ultimately, they wanted to get out of the place they were at. Now, when you go through basic training and tech school or AIT, whatever branch you're in, you start to miss home because it's comfortable. So you like, you know what? When I feel like this dream sheet and want to get stationed, let's go back home. But that's just because you miss that comfortability. So, yeah, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so a lot of cats will say, well, when I get out, I'm going back home. And I was just always thinking, like, why though? Like why? I mean, it's okay to go back there to visit and just like pretty much set up shop just for you to like get your shit back together, or to just settle and chill for a minute. But why would you stay there? You left for a reason. Don't go back. Don't go back to stay, man. Evolve, keep evolving, keep moving. Especially if you go to a place and you start hanging around more positive, like-minded individuals, and it's just like positivity constantly fed into you. But then all of a sudden, you leave that environment and go back to the old environment where you probably just had childhood friends that you no longer vibe with, you no longer click with, you're not on the same level. You realize that actually these cats are exactly the same. Only thing that's changed is their fucking physical age. So why would you go back to that environment and you see them and you don't even fucking want to hang with them, like, because you have none in common with them. You're like, oh, what up, man? Or what you been up to? Blah blah blah. Yeah, when you kicking, you just like, yo. We'll kick it. Yeah, I hit you up. Yeah, And you don't want to, or if you do, you just like, man, I ain't got shit in common with you cats. So why would you go back? But anyway, be aware of your beliefs, your ideas, your thoughts, and your emotions when you're in an environment. Because, like, have you ever been to, okay, another example, have you ever been like in an area where something happened, either like hella funny, or you was laughing your fucking ass off? If it was fucking traumatic, like you witnessed a wreck, you got bit by a dog or anything there that programs the subconscious mind. What programs the subconscious mind? Imagery, repetition, and trauma. So if you're in an area, those three things come up. Whenever you go back to that area, whenever you think about that area, those emotions you experience will come back up. Because I remember on my deployment, I was with my two buddies, and we were walking, and we was talking about this video that was trending on Instagram, and it was fucking hilarious. And one of my homeboys, he reenacted it in this specific spot where we were walking back from the gym. And every time I think of that spot, I relive that whole experience again. I relive those emotions. So same thing goes with negative experiences. If you're back in your childhood home when you got your ass whooped for the first time or whatever, or when you, whatever the fuck happened, you're going to relive those experiences again. So take yourself out of those situations, or become aware of these subconscious, unconscious things that you're doing, and change them so you could keep evolving and keep living life that you want to live. Because if you're not aware, you're just going to fall back into that old way of thinking, an old way of being. And we don't want that. We don't need that. We already have enough of that. So that is all. That's all I wanted to share today. Little tip: get out in nature as much as possible, whenever possible. Especially like specific signs. If you're an air sign, go walking, get you some fresh air. If you're a fire sign, sun gaze. Get out in the sun. What is sun gazing? Isn't that going to make you go blind? No. The first 30 to 45 minutes of the sun rising and setting, it gives out 0 UV rays. So look at the sun gazing if you're a fire sign. Earth sign, ground yourself, go out barefoot, stand in soil. Hell, sit on the grass, read, meditate, or whatever. Water signs, go find a lake, a river, ocean, a beach. Just chill by the water. It'll balance you out. But yeah, that is all I got. Hope that it helps. If it helps, be sure to comment below. If you enjoyed this video, share it, thumbs it up, send it to people who could benefit from this. If you got any other video suggestions, leave it in the comments or send me a personal message. Also, if you got any questions that I will answer in my question and answer series, you can email me. Damn, I can't even fucking talk. Slow down. All right. Email me at mygollypotential@gmail.com. And yeah, that's all. Until next time. Peace.